Organizers tell me they were originally going to hand out 300 meals, and then they heard from the community that there was a very large need at this time, so they bumped that number up to 500, and community members I talked to say they're extremely grateful. 'Tis the season for giving back. This afternoon, volunteers handed out hundreds of meals to the Norfolk community at the Azalea Inn restaurant off East Little Creek Road.
I've never seen anything like this before, and for people to come out and do this and help families in need, especially like myself, it's a blessing, and it really takes some of the pressure off.
General Manager of Queen and Virginia Skillin Entertainment, Gina Bozak, says Azalea Inn is a partner of theirs. The restaurant has their skill games inside. They decided during this rough time to hire Azalea Inn to make 500 meals to give out to community members. It was a busy operation behind the scenes in the kitchen, each box containing a plate of Thanksgiving goods. The giveaway was drive-through style, and stuffed animals were also handed out to children in the cars. Bozak says the event was a 2-for-1. They helped the restaurant get some revenue and free meals to those who need them.
I think it says to the community that, even though it's Thanksgiving and that's the time that we usually are thankful, that we need to really work together and help each other.
This isn't the first time the Azalea Inn has been at the forefront of giving back. The owner has served those in the community on Thanksgiving Day many times in the past.
But today is a beautiful day. It's a special day for us, for the community, for the restaurant, for my employees. It's a good day.
A good day indeed. The giveaway ended up being much larger than anticipated as they handed out a grand total of 650 meals. In Norfolk, I'm Aisha Tolliver, 10 on your side.
I'm Jeff Myers with the Chopper 10 team here at WAVY TV. This year is the 20th anniversary of this version of Chopper 10, but we've actually been flying high above Hampton Roads much longer than that. Vintage Chopper 10, a rented helicopter coming in for a landing on the undeveloped Norfolk waterfront back in 1982. No high-tech camera equipment mounted on the nose. Photographers had to sit in the back seat, strapped in with a harness, and shoot video from the window. These classic shots of property along Waterside Drive in 1982. No Nauticus, no Town Point Park, no Waterside. The Norfolk waterfront was basically a parking lot. Further south, this historic shot of the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse in its original location, weathering a nor'easter back in the early 1980s. You can see how close the ocean came to its base. They eventually moved the lighthouse back over 2,000 feet in 1999 to its current location to save the lighthouse from the graveyard of the Atlantic. It has always taken a team of professionals to bring WAVY viewers images from Chopper 10. In this early 1980s photo, engineer Lonnie Fisher, photographer Art Kahn, and pilots Keith Smith and Tom McCready. Then there were pilots John Massey and Stephen Decker in the cockpit. They were all some of the best in the business.
Chopper 10 was on the scene almost immediately, and from the air you could see not only the three-truck collision, but the massive traffic snarl it caused.
And the photographers that brought you the images over the years, Mike Ridge, Pat Dowd, Karen Granneman, and Tom Marks, just to name a few, all with excellent camera work shooting from a moving helicopter. For decades, we've made a commitment to cover the military from Chopper 10. With shots like these, the USS Nimitz at Sea in 1982, the USS John F. Kennedy in the early 1990s, the USS George Washington under construction at Newport News Shipbuilding also in the early 90s, and this classic shot of the USS Iowa battleship heading out to sea on the Chesapeake Bay over 30 years ago.
Not every story can be told from the ground. When time is vital, Chopper 10 can be over breaking news in a matter of minutes.
Technology and crews change over the years. Television is now high definition, and we have 4 cameras mounted on board. Currently, it's retired Virginia Beach Police pilot Scott Abbott in the Chopper 10 cockpit.
But the opportunity to do this job, follow in line with John Massey and Steve Decker, is a very unique experience, and I'm very proud to continue the heritage.
Flying with Scott these days is photographer Chris Omahan at the camera controls.
Now at 4, the weather. Chopper 10 is flying above Hampton Roads this afternoon.
Omahan, with state-of-the-art television cameras and live capabilities, brings you breaking news and weather shots from the air. Chopper 10 has evolved over the decades, and we celebrate another successful year gathering news for WAVY viewers 600 feet above Hampton Roads. For the Chopper 10 team, I'm Jeff Myers. 10 on your side.
Sports Wrap, sponsored by Cox, bringing us closer.
It's been a stressful year, and the few live sports we are allowed to watch have become a welcome relief. So tonight, my message to you many Virginia Tech football fans out there: cool down. Coach Justin Fuente and his staff probably aren't going anywhere anytime soon. I'm Bruce Rader. I got to tell you, I've been doing this job for over 40 years. And one thing I can say without hesitation, sports fans don't always think rationally. Let's take the Virginia Tech football team, for example. The Hokies are 4-5. They lost in the final second to Liberty and now have lost 3 games in a row. Saturday, they were crushed by Pittsburgh, 47-14. In that loss, the Hokies turned the ball over twice, failed on 3 fourth down attempts, one of which was at the goal line, and then 2 plays later, Pittsburgh scored on a 64-yard touchdown pass. Game over. Well, by then, Tech fans were counting their dollars and heating up social media calling for Coach Fuente's head. And trust me, regardless of what he says about the unrest, he knows.
I'm sure it's out there. I haven't listened to one thing. I don't know anything. I'm sure it's there, okay? And that's part of coaching at a place that values football. I get that. So nobody's happy with the record. Nobody likes what we're doing, and nobody's more invested in what we're doing than I am, our staff, and our players. So what we can do is control what we can control, and that's navigating COVID and all the things that have come with that throughout the season and trying to continue to improve during this lovely year of 2020.
College athletic departments are losing millions of dollars this year. I mean, Old Dominion couldn't justify even playing football. And while buying out coaches has been the norm in the past, I doubt that Virginia Tech President Timothy Sands will sign off on paying Fuente $10 million to go away. So we'll just have to wait and see. As of this moment, and anything can change, COVID isn't going to take away NBC's primetime game on Thursday night, even though it's believed the Baltimore Ravens had 5 players and 4 staffers test positive this week. Thursday night's game against the Steelers is still on the schedule, but any more positive tests could cause the game to be postponed. The Ravens' top 2 running backs, Mark Ingram and J.K. Robbins, tested positive and won't be able to play, and defensive tackle Brandon Williams and linebacker Pernell McPhee are on the COVID reserve list. The Ravens canceled today's practice and shifted everything back to virtual. And finally, congratulations to former William & Mary basketball star Nathan Knight, who signed a contract with the Atlanta Hawks today. The 6'10 forward was the mid-major player of the year, as well as the CAA player of the year and defensive player of the year. Nathan earned his degree at William & Mary in business analytics, and hopefully he'll have a successful professional run in the NBA.
Interim Police Chief Scott Burke released statistics that showed the majority of homicides and robberies this year involved a gun. The department is looking at hiring more officers and also bringing in outside help to curb those numbers.
It seems like the guns are just everywhere.
The conversation on gun violence and what to do about it took center stage at the Portsmouth Council meeting. This shocking surveillance footage putting it in the spotlight.
This video will enlighten people as to what goes on a daily basis in this city.
A lot of our citizens are afraid right now.
Interim Police Chief Scott Burke says of the 29 homicides this year, 86% of them involved a gun. Although violent crime is down 7% compared to last year, Burke says vehicle burglaries are an issue as well.
We've had approximately 20 firearms stolen from unlocked vehicles. Those guns then get out into the community.
The Portsmouth Police Department is using data to strategically place its violent crime task force around the city, but it also faces a staffing shortage. A full force is 259 officers, but there are currently only 192 officers with the department. That's down from 218 at the beginning of the year. A recruiting initiative is underway. Burke says his department is partnering with the sheriff's office for certain patrols, and they're also looking to bring in a special division of state troopers, a tactic that's been used in the past.
They focus enforcement efforts in a number of cities. Look forward to having them back.
But Burke says they can't do it alone.
We need the eyes, we need the ears of folks that are out on the street, and we need the parents.
Now, there was some frustration and some confusion on the topic of staffing. Councilman Nathan Clark says he was recently made aware of an apparent hiring freeze at the department, but the specifics surrounding that were not clear. City leaders said they will be giving council members an update at a later date. Gina Arevalo, 10 on your side.
Because when you put your hair, it seems like it's going to soak. You're going to drown your hair.
We first met Samson Champion at a Mercury Boulevard pizza shop back in 1982. He and other children in the Big Brothers Big Sisters mentoring program got to make their own pizza and make a new friend.
Right now I'm in Miami, Florida.
Here is Samson Champion today, 38 years later, a barber by profession and a traveling man for fun.
I came down here on March the 19th. As I got here, they had the COVID incident and they wasn't letting anybody travel.
So Samson says he stayed in Florida, plying his trade as a barber and waiting out the pandemic. His family?
Yes, I have 2 sons, and then I have 2 that I actually adopted, a boy and a girl. So they all grown.
Samson says he did get a mentor named Reggie in the Peninsula Big Brothers Big Sisters program.
We went to the Pilots games a couple times, took me fishing. That's why I love to go fishing. He was a real good dude. He was real cool. And then we lost connection because I think he ended up moving to Maryland.
Did he make a difference?
Yes, he did. And I would like to see him. He was a great person. And he was always there for me. And he always came to, pick me up or stop by to see how I was doing and stuff. He has his own family, his own 2 kids to handle. And for him to step outside and come see what I'm doing, that was a big help.
The bank here in Norfolk has seen a lot in the nearly 50 years they've been open. But the disruption that has come with COVID has been their hardest hit. The owner tells me deciding to close has been the hardest decision he's ever made.
It's like when I drove into the parking lot today, there were tears in my eyes because I know what I was going to do.
And that was to deliver the news to 20 employees that days before Thanksgiving, they no longer had a job.
It's probably the hardest decision I've ever made because there's so many people that depend on me and the bank for their 2-week check.
Owner Dennis Doughty says the beloved country western restaurant and bar has been able to stay afloat over 47 years, but COVID-19 has had the biggest impact.
This last cut at 10 o'clock has crippled us, and it has hurt my staff. We're at probably a third of what we used to do.
Not to mention the risk of transmission.
I just can't have the waitresses and bartenders susceptible to COVID.
They are asking for community support.
If the community can if they could reach out to their officials, tell them how much they, love the bank, other restaurants, they need help. The staffs need help. They need to push some kind of package through this time around again.
And Dennis is confident this is not permanent.
One of our shirts that it says on the back, this ain't our first rodeo. We will continue to carry this tradition along the way and carry the torch, and the bank will make it.
Dennis says ultimately no one knows what the future holds, but he believes in their store and their community. So, like the sign says, they'll see you soon. In Norfolk, Tamara Scott, 10 on your side.
More than 3/4 of small businesses say they've been negatively impacted by the pandemic. That's according to the Norfolk-based Retail Alliance. Typically, the holiday season means a big business boom. Organizers in Virginia Beach are doing everything they can to make sure that happens and small businesses survive. 'Tis the season to shop small. It's a familiar message that comes out every holiday season, especially in the Vibe Creative District.
Small businesses are a very important part of our DNA here in the Vibe Creative District.
Kate Pittman is the executive director of the district, which is located just blocks from the Virginia Beach oceanfront.
Over the last 4 years, we've added over 45 small businesses to the Vibe District, and we do not want to see any of those businesses go away.
This will mark the 4th year the Vibe has hosted a Small Business Saturday event. It's always filled with family fun and interesting gifts, but of course it will look a little bit different this year.
Instead of having a major road shut down and everyone lumped together in one common area, we have spread everyone out all throughout the district. There are 6 different pop-up locations at some of our lead business partners here in the Vibe.
Pittman says the support and collaboration between businesses is encouraging as bigger stores offer to host pop-up businesses outside.
Instead of being worried about competition, they're actually saying, come here, we'll offer you some space and some partnership this holiday season.
That support from businesses and hopefully from the community is what she believes will help these shops survive 2020.
When you shop small, you're not buying a CEO's third home. You're actually paying for swim lessons or dance lessons for locals. And that's important.
There is something for everybody on Saturday in the Vibe, including a scavenger hunt and free admission at the Museum of Contemporary Art. Bring a mask and remember to stay 6 feet apart. We'll have more details on WAVY.com. I'm Maria Elena Valores, 10 on your side.
You get up when it's dark and you leave work when it's dark. I don't want to do anything. I have things that I need to do around the house, outside getting ready for the winter and stuff like that. I don't want to.
Regularly, the lack of sunlight is enough to shut down people's motivation. In a year that hasn't given anyone much of a break and that's been throttled by a global pandemic, the effects will surely be felt through the holidays.
We're quarantining, not going to Thanksgiving with family this year. That socialization is mandatory in our life. We are not meant to be alone.
While there are medical avenues like light therapy to help with the appropriately abbreviated SAD, the coming weeks are going to be easier if people come together.
Putting your reach out to people, even if they're people you don't even know, would help a lot.
For friends and family, it might not be gathering around a dinner table, but several linked by webcams or even just phone calls.
I believe people are just taking it one day at a time, and I believe everything will be okay eventually.
Stephanie Wallenick helps those with some of the biggest challenges this holiday season, but says hope springs eternal for all.
The first day of spring is coming. Turning the clocks ahead is coming. If you can just see your way through that, whether it's in the picture of a child or scrolling through YouTube videos, just find that.
It was a season unlike any other in NBA history.
Playing in the bubble is different.
Finney-Smith free, and he cans it from long range.
Dorian Finney-Smith, once a state champion at IC Norcom High School in Portsmouth, enjoyed his first season as a starter playing forward for the Dallas Mavericks, but it came at a cost.
Being away from the family, it felt like a big AU tournament, because, you can never go home. When you go home, it gives you that break from basketball. There just felt like it was all basketball, but it was a great experience. I don't think it will never be nothing like that again. So it was great to be a part of it.
Finney-Smith, open look, book it, a 3.
It was Finney's finest year as a pro. He averaged 9.5 points a game, best of his career. His three-point shooting improved, and he helped the Mavs make the playoffs. But what's in store next year?
It's going to be a little different this year. We don't know, how the season's going to be as far as fans. But I'm ready to play. I know they're going to be safe. The bubble was fun.
Finney-Smith made 1 3 in the game. Now he's got 2.
He's heading into year 2 of a 3-year deal, which pays him $4 million a season. It'll be a quick turnaround. Camps are already starting back up in a month. But Finney says he's ready to go.
I think the NBA going to be ready. I know if we playing, it's going to be safe. It's a quick turnaround, but I think guys would rather, collect their money than lose money.
Finney-Smith!
Big time.
And Finney-Smith looking to be money for the Mavs again this upcoming season. With the Sports Wrap, I'm Nathan Epstein.
Tom and Anita, the nonprofit Soldiers Angels is saying thank you through its annual holiday Adopt a Family program. We're told that anonymous donor will be helping 20 military and veteran families, so they're looking for applicants. For several years, Soldiers Angels has helped spread Christmas cheer to military families across the country.
Many of them, although it's meant to be a supplemental program, that it's the only thing that their children received this year. So it's really important to be able to meet those needs and support as many as we can.
But in 2020, the nonprofit anticipates the need will be even greater. President and CEO Amy Palmer says they assist about 1,000 families every holiday season. But this year,
we're probably going to do at least 50% more because of COVID, though we have a lot more companies that are looking to adopt families.
One of those companies has ties to Hampton Roads. They asked to remain anonymous, but the company made a generous donation to bring joy to local military and veteran families. Like countless others, Palmer says they've been directly impacted by the coronavirus pandemic.
Particularly with COVID, there's been a lot of additional things. The spouse isn't working anymore, or during a deployment they had to leave a job because they don't have their child care source.
The donation will go toward providing a holiday meal and gifts for children in the family. Palmer says it's their way of showing gratitude.
But this is really meant to thank them for their service, and so we want to be able to do this for them.
For information on how to apply, or if you'd like to donate to the cause, we have a link with information at our website at WAVY.com. Gina Arevalo, 10 on your side.
The general manager says Black Friday just isn't Black Friday this year, especially with the pandemic. He says many shoppers are taking their services online to stay safe.
Everything's kind of slowed up. It's not good at all for the economy.
It looks like people aren't shopping till they drop this Black Friday, at least not here at the MacArthur Center in Norfolk.
Black is probably not the right term to use for Friday. It's kind of a dismal Friday.
MacArthur Center General Manager James Wolford says many store owners anticipated less customers, but there was still some excitement hoping people would show up in person for the holiday tradition.
Even though I think all retailers are putting their best foot forward, it's just be the environment that we live in. People are just hesitant about coming out, encountering crowds, and possibly being able coming in contact with somebody that's infected.
Despite warnings, a few did holiday shop, like Von Ray Smith, who says he felt comfortable going inside.
If you keep your distancing, wear your mask, keep your hygiene up, wash your hands, and just follow the rules, you'll be okay.
Some used the low turnout to their advantage.
It's not a lot of crowds. Everybody's got their mask on, and I feel kind of safe.
While business owners may not have been thrilled with it looking like a regular day at the mall, shoppers say it made for a much smoother holiday experience.
Last year it was berserk. It was just nothing but people kind of shoving and kind of getting in people's way. But now people are more polite.
The general manager says going into the winter season with the cases rising, he hopes that they can keep all the stores up and running and that none of them have to close. In Norfolk, I'm Aisha Tolliver, 10 on your side.
This is the 5th year of Black Diamond Weekend aimed at highlighting and helping Black business owners. Now, when the pandemic first hit, those organizing thought about canceling the event, but after thinking it over, they decided they needed to have this event now more than ever.
In this market, we thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do it and let's give the people what it is we know that they need.
And that was through a virtual conference, according to Blair Durham, who's the co-founder of Black Brand, the region's Black Chamber of Commerce.
A greater need than any of the prior years. So certainly everything that's happened with the pandemic has really highlighted the fact that our business community just needs that support and empowerment.
With 60 speakers and events, including networking and vendor space, Durham says bringing everyone together during this tough time is important. Black Brand started in 2016 to fill a need for Black entrepreneurs to get business started. But the pandemic has hit them hard. According to a study done by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, 41% of Black-owned businesses shut their doors between February to April.
I've heard numbers as high as 50% in terms of the number of Black businesses that could potentially close for good as a result of the pandemic. So having something that not only provides education, but also provides a platform for shopping, particularly again for a vulnerable business community, we felt like that's something we needed to get behind. Small Business Saturday, a huge national initiative, but doing something in our little corner to make sure that our community is highlighted is definitely important.
And she says it's also that the community, their customers, show support during this time so businesses can survive. And while they spend money this weekend to support those who need it, Durham hopes that those spending their time at the conference leave feeling empowered to continue on.
I want them to take away that now is not the time to quit. What it means to be an entrepreneur is not oh no, a pandemic, I'm going to get a job. It means, oh no, let's find a new problem to solve. Maybe this one is not working anymore, but that doesn't mean that entrepreneurship still isn't my path. And so we're hoping that they have everything that they need to be able to translate that into something positive, something strong for 2021.
Now tomorrow is the last day of the conference and it will focus on real estate. To learn more about the event, check out WAVY.com. I'm Kara Dixon, 10 on your side.